One time I was in near New York. There's one old lady come to me, and then she said, "We have interview, 5 minutes, only 5 minutes." And she came, and beginning of the interview, she was just a little bit crying, and I tell her, "Take it easy, And she said, "What should say? What should I say? See, I have a lot of wrinkles, and I don't like my wrinkles, and I hate my wrinkles. But when I look at the mirror, I see my wrinkles. Sometimes it makes me so unhappy. I broke mirror, crash. But then after 2 or 3 days later, I want to buy again." And when she buy another mirror, similar mirror, and look at the mirror, what she lost is only the last mirror, but the wrinkles are not lost, still there. So then it makes her more unhappy, and she feels very, very bad about her wrinkles. She thinks she's very ugly, and no one likes me because of the wrinkles. She cannot face the others. So she feels very, very big suffer. She's pretty old, and she asked me, "What should I do?" And she said, "Please give me this advice, because my face become like mushroom getting shrink, mushroom getting dry, And I told her, yeah, that's nature, that's natural, that's normal, but you try to accept that, and beauty or not beauty is how you look at it. And I told some story about my grandmother. I love my grandmother. She's very nice, sweet, smile. And normally, she has a lot of wrinkle like you, but I feel she's very, very beautiful. I see her face is beautiful, although she has wrinkles. And I told her, for example, when you are young, like teenager, and you don't like to be as like teenager, you want to become adult, then you cannot see enjoyments, possibilities, and the quality of the being teenager, because you're only thinking about become adult. But when you become adult, if you cannot appreciate being adult, you're only missing the teenager. You cannot accept being adult. You want to be as like teenager. Then you cannot see the possibilities, enjoyments, and good qualities of the being teenager. Being adult. You cannot see that. You cannot enjoy that. You're only thinking about the teenager. But if you are adult, if you become old, but all life has also different enjoyments, different possibilities, different potentials, different experiences, different qualities, good qualities. But if you not recognize them, if you cannot accept them, if you cannot appreciate them, then you only thinking about being as teenager or adult. You cannot enjoy your own life enjoyment. That's why the life is changing. It's normal, not only you, everybody, and try to accept. And she said, "Well, that's easy to say, but difficult to done, difficult to feel it." Then, but time's up. It's only 5 minutes. Finished. Then she's gone. And next year I went to the same area again, and she came to me, and she said, "Well, thank you very much for your advice from last year. Now I'm not breaking mirrors anymore." And she said, "Now I begin to learn about my wrinkles, and I begin to accept that." And she said, each wrinkle is like sign of experience. So now she began to appreciate, and she feel like These are the sign of experience, many different experience, what she done, what she gone through, what she been through, and now she can come until here, she can be live until here. That's why she's pretty much appreciative about that. And that's finished story. And that's why important is to accept the suffering and to learn, and you can make friends also. You can, especially if you practice meditation, you can use a lot of this problem as support for your meditation. You can liberate the self-created suffering by recognizing the nature of suffering. But then if you want to go more deeper level that, then you have to understand even nature suffering is not exist. And for that practice, you have to practice like emptiness meditation, nature of mind meditation, and that is a higher level of the wisdom.